Hello. So, I've been playing Blue Imperialdramon to locals. I've won 2 of them and come second in 2 of them. So, we have a 14-2 record with this deck. And I've also been playing in the Luxury Gaming's online tournaments and have been winning a few of them. And yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so let's start with the babies, the Digitamons. We are playing 4 Digimons. It's probably just the best one for this deck because when attacking, if this Digimon has jamming, you get to draw 1. You have a lot of jamming in this deck, so you're going to be drawing off this a lot. And our 5th egg will be Upamon. Upamon was kind of the best egg in 1.0, so why not just have him as the 5th? When attacking, if your opponent controls Digimon with no Digivolution sources, you draw 1. So again, another draw. The idea with these eggs is pretty much just drawing a lot, so it improves your consistency and you get to see the cards that you need in order to play. But if you don't want to be consistent and want to be more aggressive, you can try the other Digimon, which I believe gives 1000. I forgot the condition, but yeah, I've been meaning to try that instead of the Upamon, just because in some cases I want that extra 1000 boost in order to get over certain Digimons in this meta, where if you had that 1k, you can get over the Digimon. For example, in the ultimates, your Imperialdramons are 7000, and you just need that one extra boost to get over, let's say, Rise Greymons in yellow, the mirror match, or even some of the green level 5s are also 7k. So it just helps, that one extra 1k helps. And for Megas, you have Mirror Imperialdramon, it's 12k. You just want your Imperial to be just over that. You can get over Sarasmon, you can get over Phoenix Mons for the red deck, or Blitz Greymon in that deck. So yeah, it just helps. You can try that. But for now, I'm sticking with being consistent, seeing the cards that I need. Yeah, so that's why I'm playing these. Next, we'll get to the rookies. We are playing 6 Vanillas, 4 Electmon, 2 Gomamons. Pretty much the same ratio as back in 1.0 format when we're playing Blue Omnimon. I'm choosing to play 4 Electmons instead of 4 Gomamons because we still want to play around Omnimons. They're still around. There's a red Omnimon deck that's probably one of the best decks, and also some Imperialdramon decks also play Omnimon. So there you have it. And the reason why I'm only choosing to play 2 of that Gomamon is because of this Gomamon. Probably the best rookie. When it dies, you gain 1 memory. There's a lot of times where the extra memory when dying helps, and yeah, memory gaining is your memory is your resource in this game, so why not have more of it? And last but not the least, we have 4 Vmons. So back in 1.0 format, Blue Omnimon, you would be playing the Gabumons, either the on play draw 1 or the when attacking discard the bottom source from one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. But this deck is focused on a lot of jamming, so who doesn't like a Vmon attacking? You're checking an Omnimon and it doesn't die. There's a lot of times where that happens and it feels pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, and it fits very well with our egg too. It has jamming, so turn 1, if you just evolve Vmon, next turn attack, you get to draw 1 and you get to hit a security. So it's very, very good in that way. So that gets you the draw that the Gabumon would have gotten you. Next we move into champions. So we're playing 14 rookies. I would love to play more. I'll talk about it later, what I would take out if I wanted to play more rookies. So yep. Next we go to champions. We go 3 Gorillamons. So my champion ratio is a little bit weird compared to other decks. Not other Blue Imperial, but I'm saying other normal decks, maybe like Red Omni or Green, because we're only playing 3 of this, whereas some would probably max out on Gorilla because of the 1 cost. But we just have no space for champions. So next we're playing 3 XVmons. Probably the MVP in the early game, especially if you have the Vmon combo out. So what he does when evolving, you can unsuspend one of your level 4 lower Digimon. That's most likely a Vmon or another champion that I will show next. So a really quick combo with XVmon is turn 1 when you have a Vmon evolved and maybe you play a rookie, preferably the 2 cost. That's your turn 1. And then turn 2, if you have an XVmon, you can move out your Vmon, attack, possibly draw 1 if you have this. You evolve your other rookie into XVmon, unsuspend the Vmon, and you get to attack again. And if you want, you can even attack with XVmon, giving you 3 damage in turn 2, which is really, really good. So we got that. Next we got 3 Frigimons. Again, more jamming. It's just a really good strategy for the deck. You just keep on hitting security without having to worry about dying. Except if they have, let's say, options like Gaia Force or the Kaida's Breath, Hammer Spark. But that's a different story. Another good thing about this card is being the 4 cost on play. There's a lot of times in this format where you're at 1 and they have a Tamer. So instead of evolving and giving them free memory, you can just play the Frigimon, and that will get you exact 4 costs that you need to give them just enough, the lowest amount that you can give them pretty much without giving them free memory. So yeah, that's Frigimon. And the last champions for the deck, we have 2 Grizzly Months. I've cut down on the blocker because this is an aggro deck. So you just want to have your good champions to keep aggroing you out. For example, the Gorillamon to help you evolve into your champions, XVmon to unsuspend stuff, and Frigimon is your attacker because of the jamming. I could try remove Grizzlymon altogether. Been meaning to try that. Maybe you can play the Imperialdramons, which is a security Digimon, or you can play Dolphimon. Dolphimon has the inherit where if your opponent controls Digimon with no source, it gets 1000. So again, if you're not playing the other egg that gives the 1000, that helps with the matchups I talked about earlier. And the other good thing about Dolphimon is it's another 4 cost. So similar to what I said about Frigimon, you can do that. But for now, I'll play with Grizzlymon. Next, we go to the level 5s. The best level 5 for this deck, Imperialdramon. Not only does it have the jamming, which fits the theme of the deck, it also has a really powerful inherit, which combos with the Imperialdramon, where it says, when attacking, if this Digimon has Imperialdramon in its name, you can unsuspend it. So basically, you can attack multiple times because of this card. So you maxed out on him. Next, 3 Dynabemons. So another jamming, but it also has piercing. We're playing Dynabemon just most of the time for the name, but also it's another jamming, so it's really good. If you're against the green deck, they normally have a lot of things suspended, so this is really good against them. You can pierce and jam at the same time. So you're getting rid of a Digimon and you're dealing damage. So I want to play that. The only bad thing about the Dynabemon is it doesn't have the inherit, but it's still there. So we have 7 ultimates for the boss monster of the deck, which is Imperialdramon blue. There's also a green version. I'll talk about in a second, but Imperialdramon blue, when digivolving, you can unsuspend everything with jamming. So itself has jamming, so what you can do is you can attack with any Imperialdramon or Dynabemon and evolve into Imperialdramon. You can unsuspend and attack again. So if you have the Imperialdramon underneath it, you can attack 3 times in that one turn, which is really good. And his other effect is he's originally a 5 cost to evolve. You can evolve to green or blue. That's why we can evolve from Dynabe or Imperialdra. But if you're evolving from Imperialdramon or Dynabemon, it's only 3 costs to evolve. So that fits perfectly with Tamers. That is why we play 3 Davis. Probably the best Tamer to play in this deck, because on play you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You add 1 blue and 1 green Digimon. We have Dynabemons as a green and tech cards that we play, but most of the time it just helps you search what you need. But his job really is to give you that 3 memory every turn, which fits the combo that I talked about earlier with Imperialdramon. You can guarantee that combo going off when you have a Tamer. So that's why this Tamer is really important for this deck. Okay, and the last card, that's not a tech card for this deck, it's probably the best option in the game other than Gaia Force. We have Hammer Spark. It just helps when you don't have a Tamer and they choke you to 1, or if you need to get the combo off, you would normally save a couple of Hammer Sparks in your hand until you can pull off the combo. So maybe if they choke you to 1, you save 2 Hammer Spark. You can still do the combo because you gain 2, you go to 3, can evolve Imperial and do the combo that way. Or it's also used to choke your opponent back if they don't have a Tamer and you just need to leave them at 1. You can use the Hammer Sparks to adjust that accordingly. And the last cards are the tech cards that I'm playing for this deck. These cards can be changed to whatever tech card you want to play, but these are the ones I'm playing. So we have 4 Puppetmons. Nothing really much to say about Puppetmon. It's just a really good card in general. We're an aggro deck, and when trying to close out games, Puppetmon is really, really good. Especially against the green deck, they like to suspend a lot. You can keep them suspended, and that's actually one of the main reasons I chose Puppetmon. I want to see multiple Puppetmons against the green matchup, or even the Rookie Rush matchup, to keep them suspended. Especially with the Rookie Rush decks playing that we have to stop fighting card, where the rookies just stay rested because they don't die. You can keep them rested with Puppetmons and close them with that. Moving forward, I'm not sure how popular green decks and Rookie Rush decks will be after the ban. So I might remove some Puppetmons, maybe 3 or maybe 2. I'm not sure yet. And yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, where I want to play more rookies. I will just remove some of these tech cards to add more rookies. And next we have to Omnimons. So this deck doesn't really have any removals other than trying to attack into Digimons with Dino B or Imperial, but Imperial doesn't really get over a lot of things, which is one of the problems with the deck. So Omnimon is my removal choice instead of Kikaida's Breath, because Kikaida's Breath right now, yes, you can check it in security and lock sack that way, but Omnimon guarantees a body on board, and it pretty much goes with the strategy again where you're attacking multiple times. Omnimon can attack twice, so you can pull off the Imperialdramon combo and then Omnimon at the end of the turn. That normally is a really good play and puts you way ahead of your opponent. If they don't deal with the Omnimon, he gets to swing twice and you get your Imperialdramon back. So if you have another setup for the combo, you can do it again if you really have to. But at that point of the game, you probably should be winning. And the last card of the deck, playing Madlock Fire. So again, the problem with this deck is trying to get over things. Giving Imperialdramon plus 3k sometimes does that job. It gets over the stuff that I was talking about earlier. So like the 12ks, this deals with that. And if you really have to, this makes Imperialdramon 15. So if they have a suspended Omnimon, you can attack first with the Imperial using its first 2 attacks if you do the combo that way. And with the final attack, you can crash with the Omnimon if you really have to. But yeah, that's deck profile. If you want to see a purple deck profile, I have a purple Lilithmon deck that I've built. Haven't really tested it much, but it's just something fun I've been trying out in the back. So comment down below if you want that. And I'll see you next time.
I could always be the one you want.